The Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. An act to give effect to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto, whereas the United Nations General Assembly adopted its Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities on the 13th day of December 2006. And whereas the aforesaid convention lays down the following principles for empowerment of persons with disabilities: respect for inherent dignity, individual autonomy including the freedom to make one's own choices and independence of persons, non-discrimination, full and effective participation and inclusion in society, respect for difference and acceptance of persons with disabilities as part of human diversity and humanity, equality of opportunity, accessibility, equality between men and women, respect for the evolving capacities of children with disabilities, and respect for the right of children with disabilities to preserve their identities. And whereas India is a signatory to the said convention, and whereas India ratified the said convention on the 1st day of October 2007, and whereas it is considered necessary to implement the convention aforesaid, be it enacted by Parliament in the 67th year of the Republic of India as follows. Chapter 1. Preliminary. Short title and commencement. This Act may be called the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. It shall come into force on such date as the central government may, by notification in the official gazette, appoint. Definitions. In this Act, unless the context otherwise requires, appellate authority means an authority notified under subsection 3 of section 14 or subsection 1 of section 53 or designated under subsection 1 of section 59 as the case may be. Appropriate government means in relation to the central government or any establishment only or substantially financed by that government or a cantonment board constituted under the Cantonments Act 2006, 41 of 2006, the central government, in relation to a state government or any establishment only or substantially financed by that government or any local authority other than a cantonment board, the state government. Barrier means any factor including communicational, cultural, economic, environmental, institutional, political, social, attitudinal or structural factors which hampers the full and effective participation of persons with disabilities in society. Caregiver means any person, including parents and other family members, who with or without payment provides care, support or assistance to a person with disability. Certifying authority means an authority designated under subsection 1 of section 57. Communication includes means and formats of communication, languages, display of text, braille, tactile communication, signs, large print, accessible multimedia, written, audio, video, visual displays, sign language, plain language, human reader, augmentative and alternative modes, and accessible information and communication technology. Competent authority means an authority appointed under Section 49. Discrimination in relation to disability means any distinction, exclusion, restriction on the basis of disability which is the purpose or effect of impairing or nullifying the recognition, enjoyment or exercise on an equal basis with others of all human rights and fundamental freedoms in the political, economic, social, cultural, civil or any other field, and includes all forms of discrimination and denial of reasonable accommodation. Establishment includes a government establishment and private establishment. Fund means the national fund constituted under Section 86. Government establishment means a corporation established by or under a central act or state act, or an authority or a body owned or controlled or aided by the government or a local authority, or a government company as defined in Section 2 of the Companies Act 2013, 18 of 2013, and includes a department of the government. High support means an intensive support, physical, psychological, and otherwise, which may be required by a person with benchmark disability for daily activities to take independent and informed decision, to access facilities, and participating in all areas of life, including education, employment, family and community life, and treatment and therapy. Inclusive education means a system of education wherein students with and without disability learn together, and the system of teaching and learning is suitably adapted to meet the learning needs of different types of students with disabilities. Information and communication technology includes all services and innovations relating to the information and communication, including telecom services, web-based services, electronic and print services, digital and virtual services. Institution means an institution for the reception, care, protection, education, training, rehabilitation, and any other activities for persons with disabilities. Local authority means a municipality or a panchayat, as defined in Clause E and Clause F of Article 243p of the Constitution. a cantonment board constituted under the Cantonments Act 2006, 41 of 2006, and any other authority established under an Act of Parliament or a state legislature to administer the civic affairs. Notification means a notification published in the official gazette, and the expression notify or notified shall be construed accordingly. Person with benchmark disability means a person with not less than 40% of a specified disability, where specified disability has not been defined in measurable terms, and includes a person with disability where specified disability has been defined in measurable terms as certified by the certifying authority. Person with disability means a person with long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairment which in interaction with barriers hinders his full and effective participation in society equally with others. Person with disability having high support needs means a person with benchmark disability certified under Clause A of subsection 2 of Section 58 who needs high support. Prescribed means prescribed by rules made under this Act. Private establishment means a company, firm, cooperative or other society, associations, trust, agency, institution, organization, union, factory, or such other establishment as the appropriate government may, by notification, specify. Public building means a government or private building used or accessed by the public at large, including a building used for educational or vocational purposes, workplace, commercial activities, public utilities, religious, cultural, leisure or recreational activities, medical or health services, law enforcement agencies, reformatories or judicial forests, railway stations or platforms, roadways, bus stands or terminus, airports or waterways. Public facilities and services includes all forms of delivery of services to the public at large, including housing, educational and vocational trainings, employment and career advancement, shopping or marketing, religious, cultural, leisure or recreational, medical health and rehabilitation, banking, finance and insurance, communication, postal and information, access to justice, public utilities, transportation. Reasonable accommodation means necessary and appropriate modification and adjustments without imposing a disproportionate or undue burden in a particular case to ensure to persons with disabilities the enjoyment or exercise of rights equally with others. Registered organization means an association of persons with disabilities or a disabled person organization, association of parents of persons with disabilities, association of persons with disabilities and family members, or a voluntary or non-governmental or charitable organization or trust, society, or non-profit company working for the welfare of the persons with disabilities, duly registered under an Act of Parliament or a state legislature. Rehabilitation refers to a process aimed at enabling persons with disabilities to attain and maintain optimal physical, sensory, intellectual, psychological, environmental or social function levels. Special Employment Exchange means any office or place established and maintained by the government for the collection and furnishing of information either by keeping of registers or otherwise regarding persons who seek to engage employees from amongst the persons with disabilities. Persons with benchmark disability who seek employment. Vacancies to which persons with benchmark disabilities seeking employment may be appointed. Specified disability means the disabilities as specified in the schedule. Transportation systems includes road transport, rail transport, air transport, water transport, paratransit systems for the last mile connectivity, road and street infrastructure, etc. Universal design means the design of products, environments, programs and services to be usable by all people to the greatest extent possible, without the need for adaptation or specialized design, and shall apply to assistive devices, including advanced technologies for particular group of persons with disabilities.